sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, brought to you all season long by Hyundai. This afternoon at Tropicana Field, the Rays will draw the curtain as they take on the San Francisco Giants in Game 3 of this Interleague Series and the final game of the homestand. In the American League East, the Rays trail Boston by 1 full game, and in the wild card, they are up by 4 over the Cleveland Indians. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Todd Callis this afternoon. I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you looking at as the Rays conclude their business here with San Francisco. An exciting win last night for the Rays in 10 innings, 2-1. Will Myers, the hero, the man of the hour. And I loved what he said about that, Todd. It's easy to hit with the bases loaded. Bases loaded, nobody out, infield in, just make contact.
I like how he was on deck, just kind of standing like this, arms crossed, saying, I got this, when he was watching Evan Longoria. The kid just has ice water. He handles every situation like he's been around the game for a number of years, and we know it's only been a number of weeks. Look at what he's done since the All-Star break. 413 with 7 multi-hit games, and he loves when runners are in scoring position. He's an RBI guy. He thrives in that situation, and last night he came through with a big hit and his first walk-off in front of his parents who are down here from North Carolina.
Joe Madden said when they brought him up, he'd hit him down in the lineup. Well, he's going to hit cleanup again today, and with those numbers since the All-Star break, well, why not? Well, the American League East is what we all thought. It's hotly contested. Another rivalry has reared its head. It'll be interesting to take a look at this when we return. Head-to-head, Zimbear and, the Joe Gnome. Who do you prefer? We'll look into this matter in a moment.
We are back at Tropicana Field, Game 3 of this series between the Giants and the Rays. And I'm not sure how this happened, but somewhere along the way, this Giants-Rays series has become an undercard event leading up to the main event, which is a great matchup between a couple of 5-inch high figurines. It's the Joe Gnome against the Zim Bear, both very popular giveaways here at Tropicana Field over the last couple of years. So we decided to ask you which you like better. Which is the better giveaway? Our Twitter poll question today asked that very question. Do you prefer the Joe Gnome or do you prefer the Zim Bear? Tweet in your answer. Let us know how you feel as this very important battle takes shape. We asked players and fans the same question over the last couple of days.
I'm going with the Zim Bear.
Why?
Well, I think it's the soft teddy bear mixed with the plastic rubber Zim face here. It's just, this one is just interesting.
I'd have to say the Joe Gnome for sure.
Small, mischievous looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about the Zim Bear? No love for him?
Oh, it's cool, but I got to take the Joe Gnome.
You guys have kids?
No.
If you did, would you put Zim Bear in the crib?
No, he's a little creepy. I don't know about that.
You, all the respect for Zim, the other guy's your manager.
Yeah, I got respect for him too, but this is the Heifer, man. He's the boss around here.
The Gnome is, it's hard. It's like it's breakable. Maybe the tip of the hat might chip off, but Zimbear, you just want to like snuggle up in bed and go to sleep with it. You know.
Not that your opinion matters much. You're a Giants fan tonight, but which is your favorite?
The Gnome, for sure.
So you're going to go with the opposing manager? How smart is that?
Well, it's smart because the Gnome brings us good luck in San Francisco. I don't know if you know this, but the Gnome is like an actual top secret weapon that we use.
That kind of looks like Joe a little bit, honestly, like in his pajamas. That's Joe in his pajamas, maybe.
Well, you got Joe in his pajamas, and you got Sam Fold cuddling up with the Zim Bear in bed, so I'm not sure who has an advantage there. I will tell you, the tail of the tape, the Zim Bear has a little bit advantage in height, but no doubt about it, the Gnome has a weight advantage. I say always go with the heavier fighter. We're back with Rays baseball against the Giants right after this.
Night. An electric atmosphere helped propel David Price to another dazzling 9-inning outing. And it all came down to the coolest cat in the clubhouse. Rookie Will Myers delivered again in extras to keep keep the Rays' remarkable run going. So stay tuned, fans. The Rays are out to make another big splash versus the Giants. Roberto Hernandez strides toward the mound off a very impressive performance his last time out, defeating Arizona 5-2 and going the distance. So this afternoon it is Roberto Hernandez facing off against another National League opponent out of the National League West, the San Francisco Giants. Lineup brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. The Giants have Gregor Blanco leading off, followed by Marco Scutaro and then Pablo Sandoval. Buster Posey the DH, Brandon Belt at first. Hunter Pence is in right field. Roger Kieschnick hits seventh, plays left in front of the shortstop Brandon Crawford. Guillermo Quiros is the catcher. He'll hit ninth.
Today's starter for the Rays, presented by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, Roberto Hernandez, coming off his best start of the season where he went the distance, just 1 out away from a complete game shutout. Still ended up with 9 innings and 2 runs against the Diamondbacks.
And the first pitch of this game, chopped down to third. Longoria's throw to first. Deloney takes care of Gregor Blanco. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. Well, a ground ball, and that's the forte for Roberto Hernandez.
Yeah, 5th in the American League. Wow, Gregor Blanco just took a spill coming back. It's a slow start for the Giants. 1 pitch, 1 out. Blanco took a spill coming back to the dugout. But yeah, if he's getting the ball on the ground, that's a big sign. Let's see how this day has started for San Fran. Gregor Blanco trying to jog back, and a little gnome got him. Where's Zimbear?
So 1 away, and here's Marco Scutaro. It's a strike. Giants start the day 49-60. The Rays at 65-45, a full 20 games over 500. Loney's after this pop foul and cannot get there in time. That ball down just in front of the Rays dugout. Jose Molina from back of the plate hustling over there as well. A 2-strike count. Scutaro is the 10th leading hitter in the National League at .308. A tapper foul. 2-strike count. It's been a good run here for Roberto Hernandez against the National League.
At 3 starts against the NL, pitched very well in all 3. San Diego, at Miami, and then his last start against Arizona.
Line drive, base hit. Scutaro with an 0-2 fastball up a little bit. Scutaro's aboard.
Take a look at the Rays defensively behind Roberto Hernandez. Matt Joyce gets his first start of this series. He's in left field. Sam Fold in for the injured Desmond Jennings sprained finger. Fold's 9th start in center field. Will Myers is your right fielder. Evan Longoria, Yunel Escobar, Ben Zobrist, James Loney across the infield. And Jose Molina normally getting the start when Roberto Hernandez is on the mound.
Brings up Pablo Sandoval. He was 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 8 for the series. Switch hitting third baseman. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball, that's going to go through into right field. Scutaro turns second, but hangs on there. And with 1 out, the Giants put up a first inning threat. Sandoval's first hit of the series.
Sandoval's always in swing mode. That was a changeup that stayed up out of part of the plate. Sandoval had to go and get it, and he hooked it into right field. If he hits it a little further to the left, it could be a double play, but instead it's first and second for the Giants.
Yeah. And both these hits have come on pitches up. In his last outing, he really worked the strike zone down masterfully, trying to get down there again here in the first inning of this one. And he'll face Buster Posey, who's in the lineup as the designated hitter. And there's ball one. Missed by much. Posey in the top 10 in on base percentage and slugging percentage in the National League. Really the heart and soul of this San Francisco lineup. They do not hit a lot of home runs. They're 14th in the National League in home run production, 12th in runs scored. So they really need his productive bat in the middle. And Hernandez misses again, this time too low. Posey, 5th season with a career average of .312.
Impressive career since he left Florida State. As quick visit from Jose Molina. Roberto Hernandez is the one guy. It seems like if he can get through that first inning, that first inning's given him problems, not just with the Rays, but throughout his career. Highest ERA of any of the first 6 innings is in inning number 1. Once he gets through that first, he seems to just calm down and settle in a little bit more.
There's a strike. 2-1. Posey has been consistently a good contact guy with pop. Hernandez would like to get a ground ball at somebody to get the double play. That's the kind of contact he's looking for. He misses again. The two-seamer, and it's now 3-1. Brandon Belt is on deck. Tapper. And him out in front. 3-1 changeup. That changeup increasingly this year has been a very good pitch for Roberto Hernandez.
Over 29% of his pitches are changeups. His career average is about 16.5. So by far the highest percentage of changeups he's ever thrown.
Yeah, that's his primary secondary pitch. Runner's gone. A ground ball up the middle. Going to sneak through into center. Scudero's going to score. Sandoval will go to third, breaking on the pitch. And the Giants, as they put a couple of hits together in front of Posey, break out in front, 1-0.
Well, if Roberto's getting the ball on the ground, usually good things happen. This was a potential double play ground ball, but it was hit in the perfect spot. You can see at 3-2 pitch, both runners are on the move, and this gets right by Roberto's backhand glove attempt, and at that point into center field.
Three straight hits, a run. Men at first and third. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Brandon Belt is a strike. Changeup taken at the knees. 0-2. Sandoval at third, Posey at first. And a cut to miss. Fastball, and he takes care of Belt. He went up with the fastball a bit there and picks up a very big strikeout.
Really good sequence there. The last two pitches were nasty. He painted the outer corner on the 0-1 pitch, and now look at that tailing fastball, that little two-seamer that rides away from the left-hand hitter. Bell thinks he has it squared up, and he runs out of bat.
Bruce Bochy, the manager, looking on from the San Francisco dugout. Hunter Pence takes a big cut at the fastball and fouls it. That's a strike. Pence with 14 home runs. He and Posey share the home run lead on this club. And a bouncing ball to short. Escobar's throw to first in time. And the Giants settle for 1 run on 3 hits and leave 2. Rays are coming in to hit. Coming in to hit. Today's game available in Spanish via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. The lineup put together by Joe Madden, presented by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Ben Zobrist will lead off this game for the Rays, with Desmond Jennings out with a sprained finger. Luke Scott hits second in front of Evan Longoria. Myers, Loney, and Escobar down the middle. Matt Joyce in there hitting 7th in front of Molina. And Sam Fold is in center field hitting 9th.
Today's starter for the Giants, presented by Coventry Healthcare of Florida, is Guillermo Moscoso. He is a guy who was with the Cubs earlier this year, had a pretty good year going at AAA Iowa. The Rays have seen him previously with the Oakland A's, making his first start of the year with the Giants. He has had 1 outing out of their bullpen.
Pitch 2 2/3 against the Phillies. So the 29-year-old righty set to go to work. First pitch to Ben Zobrist, and Ben takes one outside. Well, Ben not only can play all over the place, but he's hit in various spots in the Rays lineup. And today, for the 7th time this year, he leads off. He's 6-0 as a leadoff hitter for the Rays. Hoping, of course, to continue that trend. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Just like that, he's ahead of the right-hander. Moscoso, originally in the Tigers system, the right-hander from Venezuela. And way wide, he walks Zobrist on 4 pitches. Did not come close on that one.
Defensively for the Giants, behind Moscoso, Roger Kieschnick. made his Major League debut on Wednesday. Gets to start in left field. Gregor Blanco in center. Hunter Pence in right. Pablo Sandoval, Brandon Crawford, Marco Scudero, and Brandon Belt. And the battery today is a pair of Guillermos, Guillermo Quiros and Guillermo Moscoso.
And from as far as we can tell, that's the first time, is that right?
The first ever Major League battery. Two guys named Guillermo.
So a Major League first already here in this game.
It's unbelievable what you see on a given day at the ballpark.
Here's Luke Scott. Another pitch out of the zone, upstairs.
Jimmy Kimmel has a sidekick, Guillermo, who's missed out on a great comedic opportunity here today. I think that could be a good little skip for him.
And a strike drops in. A slider there. Moscoso originally got to the major leagues with the Texas Rangers. That was in '09. He's had stops in Oakland and Colorado. Scott starts to go, checks, and the off-speed pitch is in there. 1-2.
Young home plate umpire today, Adam Hamari, and early on he's establishing that that's going to be a strike, at least on that pitch, and Luke Scott says that was not a strike.
Yeah, Hamari just 30 years old, out of Michigan. Yeah, if that's a strike, we'll be out of here before we know it. And Scott tried to check halfway through. Moscoso came right back with that same pitch. Boy, that's the difference that strike two makes.
No doubt, because Luke doesn't chase this pitch if it's 2-1. That's the same spot roughly where he called the previous pitch a strike. So Luke's like, I got to protect that, even though it's on the chalk of the other batter's box. Normally that's a pitch he's going to take, and it's 3-1, but that 1-1 call made a big impact.
Well, here's Evan Longoria. Evan walked a couple times last night. Overall, nothing of his last 17. Pitch into the dirt, recovered by the catcher Quiros, and his throw's not in time. A quick advance by Zobrist. We saw Zobrist heads up advancing last night in the 8th inning of the game on a wild pitch. That ball came right back to Quiros.
Yeah, Ben was fortunate because if this is a good throw, Quiros has him out. But the throws to the third base side of the bag pulls Scudero off, and Ben able to slide in. He was very aggressive there, but Quiros did have the ball bounced right back to him.
Moscoso throws a strike. He's had some difficulty settling in with his control, his command here. Get a strike there. Two of the three strikes he got to Scott were pitches out of the zone. Tapper foul on a slow curveball. Will Myers on deck. That's a ball down and away. So the slider. Around 84, we've seen a slider and a curveball from him here in the first inning.
I like that take. That's a pitch that Evan's been chasing during this struggle.
Fouls this one. A breaking ball. Now, Evan has been on for him personally, a record-breaking strikeout rate recently. And he's trying to keep his sense of humor through it all, but you can tell there's a lot of frustration involved in a stretch like this. The fastball fouled back. Joe Madden continues to look for indications that he's about to turn the corner. He's talking about his last at bat in Friday's game. He thought he hit the ball well, hitting into a fielder's choice. Last night, more frustration for Evan. 3 strikeouts and a couple walks. And the count is going to run full.
This is his best at bat in a while because he's been swinging strikes and he's been laying off pitches out of the zone. That's something that's been reversed for much of this stretch.
Seen a lot of pitches in this at bat. Has worked the count full. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat of the San Francisco right-hander. Tapper foul. Missing another one. 3-2 slider. Guillermo Moscoso replacing Barry Zito in the San Francisco rotation. And a liner into left. That ball will be caught, however, by Kieschnick. So a long at bat, and Longoria makes contact on the fastball. After one 3-2 slider, he got a fastball, and there's that sense of humor.
I love that. Raises his cap as he goes into the dugout. That was his best at bat in a long time. And this is just how things are going for Longo. He blisters this pitch. And I love the fact that he reacts that way in the midst of his, if not one of the, maybe the worst slump of his career, that he can have a sense of humor about it.
2 outs now with Zobrist still at second base. And here's Will Myers. And a long one hit to left. That baby's out of here. Deep into the seats and left for Will Myers. Last night's hero gives the Rays the lead on the first swing he has in this game.
Little hanger on the inside part of the plate. Moscoso tried it. Myers says that struck well. I think someday Joe Madden's going to look back when he first got called up and say, I want to take pressure off this kid and bat him lower in the lineup, and kind of laugh at himself because this kid doesn't feel pressure.
He is one cool kid. And now here's James Loney. That's a strike. Myers hitting his 8th home run of the year, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead. The pitch in there for a strike. Aside from his natural ability, what you just love about this kid, he pays attention.
Oh.
He watches, he files things away. A little looper into shallow center. Crawford out from short makes the catch. Loney's retired. So are the Rays, but not before Will Myers strikes again with a long home run to left. And the Rays take a 2-1 lead. Rays lead 2-1, and in the game today all season long as well. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. We go to the second. Roger Kiesnick takes the first pitch strike. So Roberto Hernandez goes out there with a lead now. 2-1. A foul ball runs the count to 0-2. The Rays 20 games over 500, running second to Boston in the American League East. Final 2 months are going to be fun. Great crowd last night. Full house here this afternoon. 1-2 to Kiesnick. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up against Hernandez and the lineup for the Giants. Close pitch moving in, and it's 2-2. It's the on deck hitter, Brandon Crawford. Just a little piece of it stays alive. Just under 32,000 last night. Packed today. The count runs full to Kiesnick. Back with a changeup. That time the changeup normally pretty good. He may have slowed his arm motion a little bit on that 3-2 changeup.
Now that's something David Price fought with earlier in his career, and obviously now it's a devastating pitch for him.
Fine shot right back through the middle. Leadoff single by Kiesnick. Giants have a runner aboard. Right now, let's join the Fox Sports 1 studio in a game break. All right. Thank you very much. The Orioles start today running third, 5.5 back of Boston. And again, the Rays 1 back. Top 3 clubs in the East. There's Brandon Crawford with a runner aboard. Pitch is low. Crawford drove in a run last night with a base hit up the middle that just got through, just out of the reach of Escobar. And the Giants shortstop homered in the 7th inning of the game here Friday night. A 2-run shot out in front, bounces it foul. 1-1. Boston, by the way, home against Arizona. They're scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning. There you go. That's a strike. And it's 1-2. Felix Doubront pitching for Boston in that game, and Brandon McCarthy making his first start since May the 30th. Foul back. McCarthy out on the disabled list with shoulder inflammation. He had suffered a seizure, you'll recall, an episode related to the head trauma he suffered in September when he was struck by a line drive. He was pitching for the Oakland Ball Club. Ground ball, second base. It's over. It's to Escobar. One. No throw to first. No play there. And Escobar hangs on to the ball. And he is down to one knee.
Not sure what happened there. Keshik tries to break up the double play. Does he get him? Got him on the left knee a little bit, and a little bit of the spike right above the left knee. Can rip your pants, maybe cause a little gash. Here's a look. That's pretty high on the slide. You want to go in hard, but you want to keep those feet a little bit lower than that.
So Keshik got him around the left knee. Ron Porterfield out to take a look at the Rays shortstop. They want to make sure he's all right. Now the contacts seem to be to the outside of the knee. We'll see Porterfield as he carefully examines Escobar.
That's all scary, obviously. A middle infielder knows that's a dangerous play when you're coming across the bag, or especially for a second baseman where you're blind to the runner coming. But Escobar tried to slide out of the way. Keshik got him just above the left knee. Joe Madden wants to make sure his shortstop's okay. He didn't even attempt to throw. Now it's good to see him walking. It looks like he's going to be fine. There you go, full speed.
So Crawford is aboard on the fielder's choice, and for the time being it appears Escobar is all right. So Escobar good to go with Crawford aboard, and the catcher Guillermo Quiros about to step in. First on Crawford. He's back. Side to the Giants catcher. Giants put together 3 hits in the first inning and scored a run, then got the leadoff base hit from Keshik in the second. He was forced by Crawford. Two balls, no strikes. Came into the game at 193. Chopped down to third. That's a fair ball. Over to first. Out there. No play at second. Ball not hit hard enough. And by the time Longoria gloved it, he had the play at first. Quiros is out number 2.
Just love the smooth play of first baseman James Loney. Evan kind of anticipated that ball was going foul, it looked like, and then his throw, that is a tough scoop right in the palm of his glove. Didn't get the webbing at all. His actions at first base are unbelievably fun to watch because he's so smooth and he picks everything that's thrown over there.
Yeah, there's a calmness about him that allows him to make that difficult play appear to be much easier than it was. Here's Blanco taking a big cut, fouling the changeup. Strike one. Hernandez 6-11 on the year. 5 of those wins have come here at the Trop. to short left, charged by Joyce. Matt makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Will Myers. Now, I told you guys yesterday, Chris Archer used Will's bat in batting practice for the pitchers, and he hit out 2. And then when he was done with that, Will took the same bat, walked off with a game, and Chris Archer had this tweet post-game. Is baseball supposed to be this fun? DP equals remarkable. Will equals clutch.
And we got a spot in the Rays dugout just in the aftermath of that home run. There's Escobar taking a pitch inside. There's Myers, and look at Archer. Pretty good bat, huh? And then he says, you know, that went almost as far as the 2 I hit out yesterday in BP. Archer hit 2 deep to left. And pitchers BP here yesterday.
Almost as far. In his mind, it was a lot closer.
Of course, that's what Archer would say. That was almost as deep as the ones he hit. That was really a shot by Myers. Pence toward the line, headed toward the corner for this one. And Escobar is the first out here in the bottom of the second inning.
He brought up a point in the bottom of the first about Will. He's doing everything exactly the way you would hope he would. The way he, early in his career, got some tough calls against him, has not barked once at any umpire. He's absorbing as much knowledge as he possibly can from guys around the dugout, you know, guys that are around the team that are veterans. Show you a little conversation he had this morning. He loves the game. He loves to win, and it's fun to watch him soak everything in.
Matt Joyce getting a start, taking the pitch down. Well, he could do a lot worse than that. Pre-game, sit there and have a conversation with Don Zimmer. What a great opportunity for a young player.
And a lot of young players would miss that moment. And Will wants to make sure he takes time, has a few words with Zim. It looks like he was doing a lot of the listening, which is the right way to play that conversation.
Liner into center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Well, Matt Joyce hoping that he could get into the lineup. His birthday yesterday. He did not get the start. Does today. And has a base hit his first time up.
Yeah, he was disappointed he didn't get an AB on his 29th birthday, but he does get in the lineup today and contributes right away in his first at bat. The Giants had a little shift on him there with 3 on the right side of the infield. Didn't matter as he hit it in the center.
Here's Jose Molina. Molina hitting .241 to start play. Move to first. Joyce back in. Yeah, it has been a difficult run for Matt recently. He's looking for some playing time, and of course Joe Maddon big on the matchups. Which is too low. Ball, no strikes.
Well, the reality for Matt is once Will Myers came aboard, there was somebody who was going to lose some at-bats, and he has lost a few. Kelly Johnson has lost some at-bats.
There goes Joyce. The pitch fouled back. So the Rays start the runner, and you could see Molina try to take the ball into right. Fouled it back, fastball, and the count is 1-1.
A little hit and run action, which is probably a good thing because it looked like Matt spun his wheels initially trying to get that jump.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Sam Fuld on deck, playing center field in the absence of Desmond Jennings. A 2-1 count to Molina. Joyce draws a peg from Moscoso. Moscoso has made a couple starts previous to this one against the Rays. He's 0-1 in those 2 starts with an earned run average over 8. His most big league time came with Oakland in 2011. He made 21 starts that year, was 8-10 with a 3.38 ERA. And Molina swings through the fastball. 2-2. He's trying to make it an even dozen in the victory column in interleague play. They come in 11-3. And they lead 2-1 right now. Molina reaching for that one. Slider away from him. 2 gone. Sam Fuld will be up as Desmond Jennings is out with that sprained finger on his left hand. He said he wasn't sure if it was on the bag or against the defender.
Yeah, you can see there on the replay. That was a great shot. He actually, the finger went up. The middle finger of his left hand went up on the shoe of Brandon Crawford, and the rest of his hand stayed low. And there you see the brace right now. Joe Maddon said he thought he could pinch run today.
Sam taking the pitch for a ball.
And then they'll reevaluate Desmond during the off day tomorrow to see how it's healing and see how he is for the Arizona series.
Rays have tomorrow off. It'll be a travel day out to Arizona. One and one to count to Sam. Sam, this is his 33rd start, the 9th start he's made in center field. He started in all 3 outfield positions. One and two.
Sometimes you see guys who have jammed their fingers or sprained their fingers start to carry gloves. Not a lot of guys are comfortable with that on the bases. Most guys do not, but that's what it kind of prevents, that sprained finger when you go in head first.
You're always nervous when you have a base runner going in head first anyway. It does expose the hands, the fingers. Full lifts it into shallow center. Blanco to his left and in, makes the catch. The Rays lead a man, and we go to the third. 2-1 Tampa Bay. Baseball on Sun Sports, brought to you by Hyundai, by Just For Men Auto Stop, the foolproof way to get rid of gray, by Toyota, let's go places, and by Checkers, feast on. We move on to the third inning here at Tropicana Field, where the Rays have a 2-1 lead. They won last night's game in 10 innings by that score of 2-1. Scudero shortens on the bat, takes the pitch for a ball. That brought Longoria in a few steps at third base. Scudero scored the run after reaching on a base hit in the first. It's fouled the other way and out of play. Ball, 2 strikes. Giants had won 3 in a row until the Rays beat them last night 2-1, but overall it has been a difficult stretch for Bruce Bochy's team. They've lost 9 of 13. 11 games back of the first place Dodgers. Still a ball, 2 strikes.
My imagination is Marco Scudero just foul off pretty much every pitch he swings at. It's unbelievable. He just creates long at bats after long at bat.
That's why he's so difficult to strike out.
Right.
He's among the league leaders and hardest to strike out.
Ooh.
Just missed right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Roberto wanted it. Molina held it an extra split second. You be the judge at home. Could have gone as a strike, as you see on Fox Tracks.
And a base hit lined out of the reach of Escobar. Off speed pitch, and Scudero is 2 for 2. Well, he's had a good run against Hernandez. That gives him 14 out of 28.
500 over a long stretch, and even more recently, Dwayne, that's now 8 for his last 11. So even more reason why Roberto wanted that 1-2 pitch. He knows this guy's been wearing him out.
5 hits surrendered by Hernandez. Pablo Sandoval singled his first time. And a quick throw down to first. Molina made a good stop on that pitch, and in the aftermath tried to see if he could pick off Scudero. Sometimes you'll get that base runner with that secondary lead caught out there, and a quick recovery. It almost becomes an automatic reflex of the catcher to look for that play at first. Sandoval fouls the fastball out of play. 1-1.
This series has been kind of the series the Giants have been used to playing recently, where they get not a lot of runs scored. The Rays got the 1 run in the first game. They scored 2 yesterday in 10 innings. Bochy's pitching has kept him in a lot of games, especially since the All-Star break.
Foul out of play. Bochy has turned out one of the elite managers in baseball. He was a low-key guy. Spent most of his time on the West Coast, and he's had a great run. San Diego and San Francisco. Well, here lately with the Giants the last few years, it's really been impressive for Bruce Bochy. Sandoval reaching for the changeup, pops it up, and Longoria is out from third. So that's the first out here in the third. Gets him on the change. Across home plate, like your favorite Rays players, when you enter your front door with the Rays welcome mat. The mat's only available through the Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem, August 16th through the 18th. Buy yours now before supplies run out. To purchase, visit raysbaseball.com/tandems. Buster Posey. Which is a strike. Posey drove in a run with a base hit in the first inning. Florida State's head baseball coach Mike Martin was part of the first pitch ceremonies before the game here today. Pitch down, and Martin, one of the guys, one of the coaches who right away saw the leadership ability in Posey in the college ranks, and that's one of the reasons they moved him from short to first, or short to catch. And he's played some first base as well as DHing here. Ground ball back to the mound. Hernandez recovers, gets the out at second, and the Rays get them both. A double play. Hernandez recovered in time and got the lead man, and that gave the Rays a chance for 2. The throw back to first in time to get Posey. We go to the bottom half of the third. 2-1 Rays.
We are back. The Rays lead 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Evan Longoria will hit third this inning for the Rays. We might have gotten a glimpse into where Evan is mentally during this slump he's having in the first inning as he doffed his cap after hitting the ball hard despite a lineout in the first inning. For a glimpse where he is physically, we talked to hitting coach Derek Shelton yesterday.
The reason we were out early is just because, we can control the environment a little more. BP's time constraint, and there's 4 other guys. So it's just a situation where we could come out and, do it with Nelly and I and just talk to him a little bit and, just let him clear his mind a little bit.
And what did you see in him?
I saw good swings, but, it's one of those things when it's early work and, we're focusing on specific things and letting him talk about how he feels. So it's good. I mean, he's going to be fine. This guy's one of the best players in the game. I think everybody goes through stretches where they don't feel good, and, he goes through these stretches. But he's going to bounce out of it, and, guy's our leader. He's our offensive force, so not really that worried about it.
Evan out taking batting practice at 2:45 before yesterday's game, and I know, Todd, you loved that first inning at bat, not only the line out, but the whole at bat in terms of what kind of pitches he was swinging at, what kind of pitches he was taking. Guys.
Meanwhile, Ben Zobrist at the plate with a count of 2-1, the bottom of the third inning underway. Zobrist, Scott, and Longoria due up. Pitch is a strike. It's 2-2. Rays grabbed the lead in the first on Will Myers' home run after the Giants had scored a run in the top half of the first. Lifted into left. Kieschnick. Zobrist is the first out of the bottom half of the Rays' third. Get Luke Scott up there, and we'll see what kind of at bat Luke can have this time. That first trip to the plate, a little frustrating when he found himself behind in the count 1-2 on a pitch that was away, and then the Giants battery smart enough to go right back out there in the same spot, and some indecision for Luke. Not a pitch he would normally even think about going after, and half-heartedly did to strike out. First pitch, he bounces foul outside of first. Strike one.
That would be frustrating enough normally if you get to play the field, but when you the DH, then you get to let that simmer for a few innings. You get maybe 4 shots a game, and Luke's a guy that doesn't mind going back and looking at bats in between when he has time. So he probably looked at that one and thought, wow, I did not have much of a fair chance on that first AB.
Yeah, and Luke in there last night went 1 for 3. That base hit he got snapped at 0 for 14. So he's hoping to build on his performance last night. 1-1. Two balls, and that's a strike, and it's 1-2 now. Guillermo Moscoso, he had been starting at Iowa, the AAA affiliate of the Cubs. He goes out there near that corner, and a check that time by Luke. Counts 2-2. Just a reminder to enjoy a cold one. To look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. And a foul tip strikeout right back into the catcher's mitt. Third strikeout for the San Francisco right-hander. 2 gone in the third. That'll get Evan Longoria up there.
I do think that was probably his best at bat in the last 2-3 weeks. That first time up, even though it resulted in an out. See if he can continue that in this AB. They just looked a lot better with his decision making during that AB.
Turned out to be a 9-pitch at bat, and then he hit the fastball on a line to left. Hit it well. Takes the pitch inside. Sometimes that's all it takes. You get one good at bat, and you're right back where you need to be. You heard Derek Shelton with his comments at the outset of this inning. He's not worried. High popper, short center. Scutaro out from second base, makes the catch. And the Rays are retired 1-2-3 in the third. On to the fourth, 2-1, Tampa Bay.
The best thing you can do is get out from in front of the TV and just do anything. Go outside and get some vitamin D. You don't need to be good at playing sports. It's just being out in the sun, running around. I mean, I can still remember not going home until the street lights came on. And I think these days kids, it's about video games and computers and stuff, and kids just don't go outside enough.
Great advice from Evan Longoria as we start the fourth inning. Brandon Belt takes a fastball for ball one. Belt, Pence, and Kieschnick against Roberto Hernandez. Down the left side, slicing away from Joyce and well out of his reach, just beyond the bullpen bench. 1-1 count.
Depending on where you lived as a kid, sometimes those street lights provided enough illumination to continue your games into the evening.
Mm-hmm. Your own night games.
Night wiffle ball triple headers. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Belt shoots it foul, out of play. Moves the count to 1-2. Not long ago, Belt was playing in the College World Series in 2009. Which in, now it's 2-2.
Joe Madden really likes Belt's swing. He said he was contemplating yesterday after the leadoff double in the 10th by Pence walking Belt. Then he didn't want to put first and second, nobody out against Rodney. But he really admires the swing he saw from this kid on Friday night.
Well, he's had some great numbers in the minor leagues for San Francisco. Came out of the University of Texas, and in 2010 hit .383 in San Jose, and then moved to Richmond and hit .337. Change up, full count on him. Got his first touch of the big leagues 2011 in 63 games, 225, and last year in a full season 275. He's a young hitter on the rise, and there's ball four inside, a fastball that did not miss by very much.
Roberto loves that two-seamer that starts in on the lefties and then cuts over the plate. It's just missed the plate. Molina tried to receive it where he thought he could get the call from Amari, but that was just off. Tough pitch to take. 3-2.
Now Hunter Pence. It's a cut and a miss. He's out in front of the changeup. Well, Pence let it be known after moving from the Phillies to the Giants last year and spending this year with San Francisco, he'd like to stay with the Giants. His name came up around the trading deadline. It's going to drop in front of Myers. Belt stops at second base as Pence drops a single into right. Pence's name mentioned in a few of the possible deals around the trading deadline. And Sabian told him, he was pretty frank with him and said they'd love to have him, but if there was a deal that would help the club, they would move him. But they wound up keeping him, and he could be a good part for this team to keep and go forward with.
Well, you're right about the frank discussion, because Brian Sabian and Hunter Pence had a talk where they said, even if I trade you, we'd like to have you back next year. So we'll trade you for a few months. When you're a free agent, let's talk about coming back. And Hunter Pence said, that's fine. I really love it here. Do what you need to do. And as it turns out, he wasn't traded, and he was very excited about the fact that he remained with them the rest of the season.
So 2 outs, or 2 on with nobody out, and Roger Kieschnick. Ground ball right side. Zobrist will go to Escobar, 1, and no play at first. A quick peek at third, but Belt stays put there after advancing, and Pence is forced on the ground ball with Kieschnick reaching on the fielder's choice, first and third with 1 out.
One of the reasons you love Hunter Pence, watch his hustle here. He has to let the ball go through, and then he's just on top of the shortstop. Great acceleration there. Nothing dirty about that one. Kieschnick got Escobar up high on the slide, but Pence stays down low. He throws his body at Escobar and allows no chance for the relay. That's how you take out a shortstop a little cleaner than what we saw earlier.
If you can avoid the hooking, that would be good.
Especially the spikes high, around the knees. That's not comfortable.
Crawford shoots the first pitch into center field. A fastball is going to roll all the way to the wall. Belt scores. Kieschnick heads to the plate. Into third goes Crawford with a triple. Crawford continues to hurt the Rays, driving in 2 this time, and that will give San Francisco a 3-2 lead.
He's had RBIs in every game of this series. Only has 3 hits, but each of his hits has produced runs. Now 5 runs batted in the series, and that was just a ball driven on a little 2-seamer that he was able to send into right center field. Good read by Roger Kieschnick on first base. He was off and racing as soon as he saw that ball leave the bat, so he scored easily, and the Giants take the lead.
It's his 3rd triple of the year, and the infield will come up here in the 4th inning with Kieschnick at third, or with Crawford at third, with Belt and Kieschnick both scoring here in the 4th. 1-0 the count now to catcher Quiros. Down to third, Longoria keeps it in front of him. He'll make the play at first, and Crawford remains at third. 2 gone.
Talk about the game slowing down for certain guys. Evans so good defensively. He knew the situation. He knew the runner's not breaking. He knew he had a slower runner at the plate. So all he has to do right here is smother the ball. Does he have to field it cleanly? No. But if he smothers it, he knows he has the out. He creates the body wall and gets the out on Quiros without a problem. Checks the run. It's a lot of things happening. Some people would speed that play up, but Evan does a good job of keeping things calm.
Here's the top of the order. Blanco. It's a little early in the game for this, but Quiros and Blanco, the only 2 hitters in the Giants lineup not to reach base already. 2-0 the count. Fastball down.
And 7 base hits already. To be fair, not all of them have been hard hit, but that's a lot of base hits when you're talking about just 2 times through the lineup. Marco Scutaro leading the way with, see right there, 2 for 2.
Leadoff walk in this inning has led to the 2-run frame. Puts Blanco ahead in the count, 3-0.
Based on Scutaro's track record against Hernandez, Roberto really needs to attack here against Blanco. He doesn't want to lose this guy.
3-1. Not with Scutaro on deck. And the way he is matched up against Roberto Hernandez. Outside of first. Nice little pickup down there in the bullpen.
A little applause from Scott Kersey.
Yeah, RJ's doing a great job.
And he made friends with the Seminole fans. There's Kersey and Stosh, Scott Kersey and Stan Borowski.
Strike 3 call. That will take care of Blanco and the Giants. They score 2. We go to the Rays 4th. 3-2 San Francisco. Will Myers will open the home half of the 4th inning with the Rays now down by a run again. It's 3-2. Toyota Trent Will with 11 multi-hit games in his last 17 contests, hitting .431 in that stretch. The home run in the first. Ball off the bat, 101 miles per hour.
We talk about him being so calm, and I think some opponents may take what he does after he hits the ball so far the wrong way. That's just part of his calm demeanor. He's kind of like, yeah, I just hit one 400 feet. I'm going to kind of take a big step and flip the bat. I don't think it's disrespectful. I just think that's the way he is. It's just part of his personality.
Yeah, and it could be construed that way. There's no question about that. But I think you're right. It's not in him to be flamboyant or flippant in those situations. Pitch inside. 1-1. In fact, I loved his comment not only about the situation he was in last night with the bases loaded. He said, I fairly calm. I thought I'd just go up and have a good at bat.
Said it's easy, right?
Yeah, and he wound up winning the game. Foul ball straight back. And then in the celebration after that, it got a little advanced. as his teammates congratulated him, and in one stage or another trying to disrobe him, and he just said, he says, I don't really understand that one at all. He says, don't know why they do that, but whatever. Chops out on the infield this time. One away here in the 4th inning. He's pretty calm about it all.
Well, you remember when Evan came up 2008? There was something about Evan that was different than most rookies, and that everything, he felt like he had been here a long time. But and Will's got a little different nature about him, just more kind of laid back and easygoing. But he has the same kind of thing. Like, it feels like he's been here for a while. Nothing phases him at this level.
And a lot of anticipation in both cases. Longoria and Myers joining the team. Strike call to Loney. He's really handled it in an understated way.
When you do things like hit your first career home run as a slam at Yankee Stadium, hit your first home run here in your first at bat. I mean, the bigger moments, it seems he shines even more. The first 2 home run game again at Yankee Stadium, he just does his thing, and he loves the big moment.
Yeah, and Longoria is the same way.
Yeah.
And I thought about that when you mentioned the ground ball that he knocked down and still made the play at first. He had plenty of time, and the game does not tend to speed up on either one of them. Loney lifts it into shallow center. Blanco makes the catch. 2 gone. This will be your last chance of the year to bring your pup to the ballpark Sunday, August 18th. The Rays are hosting Bark in the Park. Purchase a seat in the TBT party deck for you and your dog and get a Rays baseball chew toy. Tickets are limited, so get yours today. Visit raysbaseball.com/special events. Two up, 2 down against Moscoso in the 4th inning. Rays got those 2 in the first, and that's been it. Got a base hit from Joyce in the 2nd. There's Escobar. Which is a strike. 7 in a row retired by the 29-year-old right-hander. It's a 1-1 count. Ball back 1-2, and you know that that comment by Myers on the situation he was in, to say, well, he said honestly it's an easy situation. On the surface you could construe that to somehow be flippant or arrogant about it.
Right.
It couldn't be further from the truth. It's matter of fact for him. He's telling you the truth of the situation as he sees it. And he's doing it in all humility. There's nothing braggadocio about that at all on his part.
Oh, you're exactly right. He was saying this is a situation where the pitcher has to throw you a strike, where the infield's in, the outfield's in, everything is in your favor. So it's an easier situation for him. But a lot of guys in their first year, a month and a half in, would feel the pressure of that situation.
Absolutely. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, just the fact that he hasn't, cut his hair yet, hasn't brushed his hair yet since the season started. I mean, that's just he's just going along playing baseball like he's back in Legion ball, having a fun time.
Well, it's great because his focus is on the game and on the situations, and he does calm the situation down, which is a great trait to have. That's going to fall in front of Kiesnick. Escobar makes a big turn at first and hangs on. So Escobar has his first hit, giving him 1 for 2.
Ball was hooking and left. Kieschnick thought he had a chance at it initially. He had to play it on a hop. And then once the ball got away, Escobar started to take off and thought about second, but at that point it was too late.
Here's Matt Joyce. And single in the second. Infield and a shift for Joyce. Sandoval, the only defender on the left side of the infield for San Francisco. It's 1-1. Giants got a run in the first. The Rays got 2 in the first, and San Francisco 2 in the fourth. Bottom of the fourth inning with Escobar at first, 2 gone. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Joyce came into the game 1 out of 4 with a walk. Now 2 of 5 against Moscoso. Goes to 2-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. This is technically the 4th team he's been with since spring training. It was in spring training with Kansas City.
Right. Yeah, unbelievable. They go through that many teams in that short a time and then have a good AAA season and find yourself in the big leagues.
Yep. With Kansas City, about the middle of the spring, they let him go. Picked up with the Blue Jays. Wound up with the Cubs. And now with San Francisco, Joyce fouls the 3-2 pitch. We'll see it again. His most recent time prior to this in the big leagues was with Colorado. Last year he made 3 starts for the Rockies and 20 relief appearances. He was 3-2 with a 6.12. And then the year before in Oakland, and that's the time he spent in the big leagues we referenced earlier, where he made 21 starts and a grand total of 23 appearances, went 8-10 with Oakland, and he's in the rotation now with Barry Zito going down to the bullpen for the Giants. Breaking ball up and fouled by Joyce. So on the couple of 3-2 pitches, Escobar getting his running in, breaking with 2 outs and 3-2 on the last 2 deliveries. So back he comes to first. Rays have split the first 2 games with San Francisco. They have not lost a series since June the 18th and 19th at Boston when they dropped 2 of 3. There's ball 4. Off speed, low. Joyce walks, pushing Escobar up to second. We'll get Jose Molina up there.
A couple of good at bats today by Matt Joyce. 2-0 base hit his first time up, and that time hung alive in the count long enough to draw the walk.
Well, we'll see what Molina can do against the right-hander. Struck out his first time. Moscoso got him on a slider. Starts him with that pitch, popping away from Quiroz, and into third goes Escobar. Slider in the dirt. And the Rays now have runners on the corner. A couple of wild pitches today charged to Moscoso.
Glad Yunel ignored Jose Molina. He said, hold up. Ball's not far enough away. But Yuni just kept going as he saw it himself. Second, watch Jose put the hand up here. Hold up. Escobar was thinking about keep going. Why not? Put the pressure on.
Big cut and a miss at a fastball. Molina trying to hit his third home run of the year on that pitch.
That's as big a swing as he's taken all year, I think.
Yeah, he got something straight right there and tried to hit it out.
I mean, his feet were moving. And watch the feet. That's some serious torque put on by Molina.
Shoots it into right. Pence will go back and make the catch in front of the track, and the Rays are out in the fourth, leaving 2 men aboard. On to the fifth, 3-2 San Francisco. We're at Tropicana Field. Big house here this afternoon for the wrap-up game. Time for our Just for Men mustache and beard play like a champ profile. Let's profile this, why don't we? Since May the 8th, the Rays with the best record in baseball at 51-27, just ahead of the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Dodgers third. The Rays will see them on the next road trip, followed by Oakland and then Atlanta. The Rays 51-27 in that stretch. Marco Scutaro leads off the fifth, goes after the first one and lofts a towering pop fly short left. Joyce coming in and alongside Escobar makes the catch. Joyce says no worries, had it all the way.
That's a big out to retire right there for Roberto Hernandez with Scutaro. 8 for his last 11, leading off the fifth inning after a tough inning last one for Roberto.
Alex Torres is up in the Rays bullpen. Hernandez works one out into the fifth, getting into the middle of the order, but they get Scutaro, who Was 14 of 28 against Hernandez going into that at bat. So that's a big out for Hernandez to get leading off the fifth. 1-0 the count to Sandoval.
Joe can be a little more liberal with his bullpen for a couple of reasons. He hasn't used it much lately, and there's an off day tomorrow. So he'll be using guys earlier today than he normally would. Roberto has only thrown 71 pitches thus far.
Ball outside, says Adam Amari. 3-0. Buster Posey on deck. Swinging and a ground ball to second. Zobrist takes care of that. A 3-0 fastball. Sandoval grounds out. Thank you very much.
Really? I mean, this guy's a big swinger, Sandoval. 3-0. You know he's going to take a hack if it's anywhere close. That time Roberto made a pretty good pitcher's pitch, even though it was 3-0. Sandoval rolled over on it.
Boston has taken a 2-0 lead now in the bottom of the fifth on the Diamondbacks. Pitch up and in to Posey. 1 ball, no strikes. We mentioned Mike Martin here. Pre-game ceremonies, a big contingent from Florida State here with Buster Posey making his first appearance with the Giants here at Tropicana Field. He drives it into right center field. Well hit. One hops the wall. Posey's on his way to second with a 2-out double, his 30th double of the year. Yeah, don't forget Posey was a shortstop before he was a catcher. And then pitched up there as well for Florida State.
That's a really good swing there. 30 doubles, you just mentioned. I mean, this guy just keeps getting it done. It's the last batter Roberto Hernandez is going to face, but just drives the ball outer half to right center field.
Well, the left-handed hitter Brandon Belt due up. That's going to be it for Roberto Hernandez. Now's the time for our Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Fifth inning, surrendering the double to Buster Posey. 75 pitches for the Rays right-hander. He's given up 3 runs, 8 hits, and responsible for a man on as he departs in favor of Alex Torres.
Those numbers are accurate. 20 games, a 0.27 ERA, a 0.92 batting average. Alex Torres is called up in Cleveland kind of as an extra guy in the bullpen, and he has been brilliant ever since.
Well, walked and scored in the 4th. Struck out his first time, and that one hits him. First pitch. And Belt hit by that pitch. I think it caught just the maybe the bill of the helmet.
Oof, scary. Look at that, right at his face.
Yeah, boy, thank goodness for that. So that sends Belt to first base. It'll be Hunter Pence. With that spread out stance. Which he takes low, a fastball. Torres last worked an inning in 2/3 in relief of Hellickson on Wednesday in the Arizona series. Gave up a hit and struck out a couple. Scoreless outing. Chopper over the mound, charged by the shortstop Escobar. That'll take care of San Francisco. No runs. They leave 2. Bottom of the 5th coming. 3-2. Giants lead the Rays. Baseball on Sun Sports, brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Visit your Honda dealer for great lease and finance deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. By Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife. Available at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. And by Elysium, from the director of District 9 in theaters August 9th. For the Rays tank here on a Sunday afternoon at Tropicana Field. Sam Pohl leads off for the Rays as they trail by 1. Pitch is high. Sam in the lineup in the absence of Desmond Jennings, who is out with a sprained finger on his left hand. Sam ahead 2-0. Have just the 2 first inning runs, 3 hits total off Moscoso. It's a strike. It's wide. Moscoso in the upper 70s in his pitch count. He was 7-5, had made 17 starts at Iowa. And he walks full to start the inning. So a runner at first, nobody out. Let's go to the Fox Sports 1 studio for a game break. Thank you for the update. The Rays continue to chase the Red Sox. One full game back in the East, even in the loss column. Now Ben Zobrist hits with a runner at first. Cole bluffs his start, stops off the bag, and the pitch is down. 1-0.
Mentioned the pitch count for Moscoso as the Giants get bullpen action up for the first time. Sandy Rosario. In his career, which is mostly spent with the A's, as you mentioned, that third time through the lineup is the time when offenses have really jumped on him. A .338 batting average compared to less than 200 the first 2 times through.
Time for the Rays to make some hay here. That's why the bullpen is up and the pitch is pulled foul. Zobrist started the Rays offense with a 4-pitch walk in the first inning and rode home on the Will Myers home run. Zobrist, in limited at bats, does have a home run off Moscoso from his time with Oakland. Time called. Zobrist stepping out.
The first at bat he ever saw against him, July 25th at Oakland, hit a home run.
And he pops him up. Crawford, the shortstop. That's the first out.
That was a pitch Ben Zobrist felt like he should have driven. Ben's pretty good at hiding his emotions, but he was frustrated after that pop-up.
Zobrist has been red hot. He's used lately to making good contact with that for the last week plus. He's hit over 400. Remember when he was in that stretch 2 or 3 weeks ago when he had one big league pop-up after another? He was just missing pitch after pitch, it seemed.
I remember the height of his frustration was back home at Houston when he was there right before the All-Star break. Then he gets named to the All-Star team, and things have taken off ever since.
There's Luke Scott. Frustrating for Luke so far. 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. And the first pitch is a strike. That first at bat so far has sort of defined his day when he saw strike 2 called on a pitch away. That put him down in the count. And Moscoso executed the same pitch in the same spot and got almost an emergency half-hearted swing. He put Scott on the defensive. He struck him out twice now. And ahead of him this time. Luke trying to turn that dynamic around. Pitch down and in, and Joe West at third says he held up. It's 1-1. Giants won the first game of the series. The Rays won last night 2-1. Walk-off base hit by Will Myers gave them the win. And a hot shot up the right side, but pulled well foul. Out in front of the changeup. It's a 1-2 count now. Rays have had runners in 4 of the first 5 innings. And aside from Myers' home run, the only The time they've had a man in scoring position, Escobar was left at third, and the Rays left men on the corners in the fourth. There goes Full. The pitch lifted into left. Back goes Kieschnick after it. He will make the catch. Sam about halfway between second and third and hustles to get back to first after the catch. Well, Sam was off and running and was well beyond second base. We'll take a look at exactly where he was.
You're right, Dwayne. He didn't know where the ball was. Sam's head's down. He doesn't pick the ball up. He turns the bag and he starts to head to third, and then he finds it. Fortunately, Sam's fast enough that he's able to hustle back into first, but that a little scary for a moment. Looking forward to this at bat for Evan. I think that first at bat was one of his better ones in a while, and he just got under that sky-high pop-up his last time.
Yeah, he hit the ball on a line to left his first time. That was a prolonged at bat. So he's 0 for 2. 0 for 3 last night, a couple of walks, and 0 for 2 in this game. Nothing of his last 19. There goes Full. The pitch is a strike, and the throw not in time. He's in there head first. Full stealing second, his 4th stolen base of the year. And Sam stealing his way into scoring position in this one-run ball game.
Quiroz with the throw, a good one. That was pretty close at second base. Goodrow thought they had him. And that's a bang-bang play. Looks like Full's hand may have just beaten the tag.
Actually had been pretty good given a chance to limit their running game. He'd thrown out 6 of 15 attempted base stealers for the Giants. It's a strike to Evan. It's him down 0-2.
First pitch he took with Sam on the run. This pitch he took, and he wishes he didn't.
It's been that kind of stretch for him. Oh, 2 now. He would not chase the slider down and away. He has chased a few of those in this stretch, but that one really not a strike from the time Moscoso released it. Line drive, base hit into left field. Here comes Full in to score the tying run. Evan Longoria breaks the hitless streak and gets the Rays even.
That has to feel good to shoot that arrow. Probably as good as any arrow he's shot this season. It's been a while for Evan, and that's a big spot to tie the game up. He got down to the count 0-2, didn't chase the slider, then got a pitch on the inner half, and he drives it to left. Good at bats in this game. The first one and that one. Good to see Evan starting to come back.
Snaps an 0 for 19. The fans reacting to that base hit. That feels good for Longoria, driving in his 59th run. And it's a 3-3 ball game. So Evan is aboard. Will Myers. Swing is over the top of that pitch. A changeup out in front. The left-hander Mahadas has joined Rosario in the bullpen. One.
It's fun as a Rays fan to think about the scenario when Evan and Will are hot together, because one of them is going to get pitches protecting the other, and Evan will come out of it, and the way Will's going right now, it could be a fun combo.
Myers homered in the first, out third to first in the fourth inning. Takes it a good look at the fastball wide. 2-1. Takes the fastball down. 3 balls and a strike.
See that pitch count rising, 92 now. Facing these guys the third time through the lineup. That's usually when teams have had their success against Moscoso in his career.
And Loney looming on deck. Rays trying to get him to the plate in the 5th. Ball 4 walks him. That pushes Longoria into scoring position at second, and we'll get Bochy out of the dugout. He's had that left-hander up, and he's going to go to the bullpen. Moscoso will depart after 4 2/3. Time again for the Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Big house here at the Trop for the wrap-up game of the series in the homestand. The Giants have gone to the bullpen for the left-hander Jose Mijares. Moscoso gone after 4 2/3 and 93 pitches. He leaves allowing 3 runs and 2 men on base. The left-hander against James Loney. Pitch is a strike. Hottest in the game last night. Came on in the 9th inning with Loney due. He was lifted for Sean Rodriguez, who promptly singled. Pop fly, shallow center. Gregor Blanco, the center fielder, there to make the catch, and that'll retire the side. Rays get the tying run home. We go to the 6th inning. It's 3-3.
broke a hitless streak with that hard single right there in the last inning. And I don't know if you believe in karma or not, but he got some good stuff last night, capping off the Will Myers celebration with a pie to Will's face. Gotta love that, putting that funk beside him and to celebrate. Here's the tweet. Contrary to popular belief, I don't want to strike out every time. I promise. Good thing Will Myers is a beast. Talk about leadership, guys. That spoke volumes. Very classy.
And Longoria has battled his way through this slump. We go to the 6th, and here's Todd.
All right, Dwayne. Tie score at 3. Roger Kieschnick leading things off. Evan tied the game with that base hit in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Kieschnick has singled and bounced into a fielder's choice. Alex Torres on for his first full inning of work. Faced 2 batters last inning and retired Hunter Pence on a ground out to end the inning. Both starters go 4 2/3 innings today. Roberto Hernandez and Guillermo Moscoso both allow 3 runs. That's where we are tied. It's up to the bullpens from here on out. Pitches away. It's 2-1. Bottom third of the order for the Giants. Bottom third of the order did a lot of damage last night. In that 7th spot, Jeff Francoeur with 3 of the first 5 hits of the night. Now back to the screen. It's 2-2. But David Price was dominant last night for the first 6 hitters, not allowing any hits to any of the first 6 hitters. 0 for 22 they were last night against them. 2-2 pitch. Chop foul. Kieschnick made his major league debut Wednesdays. 4 for 12 in his young big league career.
Yeah, and Joe Madden and Jim Hickey have some options in the bullpen, and having the lefty Torres in here, pretty good little stretch, which he hit Belt the pitch, the left-handed hitter, but they got Kieschnick and then Crawford, 2 lefties.
Pitch up high, it's full count. And Joe has so much confidence in Alex against lefties and righties now. And why not? He's putting up numbers that were hard to imagine coming into this season, that Alex Torres would have this kind of an impact on the Rays. There was Alex Colomé. There was Chris Archer. They had acquired Jake Odorizzi in the offseason. And Alex Torres, don't want to say he was the forgotten man, but all of a sudden he wasn't the star prize pitcher at the minor league level.
Well, we talked last night about how baseball season and telecast really a great reality series. And it is, and Torres is one of those stories like that. Here's a young guy with a great arm. In the minor leagues, he battled his command. Took him over 700 innings in the minor leagues to finally come up here and do what he's doing right now.
If you remember back to June when he was called up, once again the full count pitch to Kieschnick, fouls it back. Josh Lukey just pitched some innings. They needed some help out of the bullpen, and Torres is supposed to start the game on the 2nd for the Durham Bulls. He was called in the middle of his sleep, 3 in the morning. Get here for a day game Sunday. Pitched brilliantly that day game Sunday. Joe Madden didn't know if he was going to have him just for that one day or not. Swing and a miss as he gets Kieschnick to chase the changeup, and he strikes out the first batter here in the 6th.
Well, that's just a great battle between Kieschnick and Torres there, and Torres wins it. This is his 8th year of pro ball. He battled through the minor leagues for 7 years trying to get here. And I think that in and of itself is one of those great reality stories of this game, of this young man here in Venezuela pitching the way he is, and it took him all that time to get here.
Here's Brandon Crawford. Crawford has done some damage today and in this series against the Rays. Only has the 3 hits against Tampa Bay and 10 at bats, but those 3 hits have driven in 5 runs, including a 2-run triple in the 4th inning that gave the Giants a 3-2 lead. And then you see the confidence grow and grow and grow. Initially it was, can this guy be a kid that comes out of the bullpen and warms up well? Well, they found out he warmed up pretty quickly. Then can he go back-to-back games? They found out he could do that. Joe still likes him, I think, with these extended outings. He's got the ability to give him length in that bullpen and quality innings as well, obviously. Torres got the call on the 2-0 pitch. Here's the 2-1. It's sliced away. It's 2-2.
Well, he fits the profile for the Rays, who stress on the offensive side, maneuverability. Ben Zobrist, a prime example. Well, here's a guy who gives you that from the pitching side. He can come in for a hitter. He can give you extended innings. He can start if you need him to. He can do all of those things, and he can go lefty-righty in hitting situations as well.
Crawford misses the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Torres here in the 6th.
Well, a great example. He got Kieschnick with a 3-2 change, and then right after Crawford with a fastball at 94.
Couldn't catch up to it. You know, we talked last night, Dwayne, about how you see the Giants, and it's a tough team to prepare for just once in every couple of 3 years because of Lincecum, because of Sergio Romo, because of the guy Madison Bumgarner we saw the first game. I got to wonder what the Giants people think when they see some of these arms on the Tampa Bay Rays staff. You follow up a Chris Archer with a David Price. You bring this kid out of the bullpen. And they don't see the Rays that much, and they're probably thinking, my goodness.
Yeah, they play 1 or 2 games in a series against this team, and the first thing that stands out would be the arms. The second thing that stands out is the defense behind it, and they don't make many mistakes at all. And then you throw an offense that's a varied offense top to bottom. You don't know where the next strike's going to come from. And they come away from a series with great respect for what this team can do.
2-1 the count on Guillermo Quiros. 2 outs, nobody on. And Torres 1 pitch away from striking out the side. Well, in the month of July, where the Rays went 21-5, they only had 1 All-Star. And it was a surprise pick at Ben Zobrist. Matt Moore was later added to the team due to guys pitching on Sunday and an injury. This is a team, truly. Not a bunch of superstars. This pitch just misses inside. It's 3-2. And from afar, as a Giants broadcaster or fan, you don't realize until you play this team on a weekend series what they're all about. 3-2 pitch, grounded weakly to short. Escobar scoops it up, and a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Torres and the Rays. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. We're all tied at 3 at Tropicana Field. Tampa Bay and San Francisco tied at 3 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Rays coming to bat. First, our AT&T Twitter poll question of the afternoon. It is a showdown today in our Twitter poll. Which giveaway is your favorite? You've got #1, the Zimbear. #2, the Joe Gnome, which was given away last night. Both have been the only 2 items given away twice in their history. Tweet your votes to @SunSportsRays. That's a tough one, Dwayne.
They're both winners.
Oh, yeah.
So that way you can't lose.
That's one way to look at it. Zimbear's got a little size advantage, it looks like.
Yeah, you wonder, there is a size advantage. We'll have to pay attention when they spar a little bit at the weigh-in.
Yeah, good point. Here's Yunel Escobar taking one away, 1-0. Yunel is 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Also flied to right his first time. Takes a pitch up high from Jose Majares. It is 2-0. Majares came on last inning with 2 outs and 2 on. Got the final out of the 5th. Retiring James Loney. He'll face Yunel Escobar, Matt Joyce, and Jose Molina in the 6th. There's a called strike 2-1. Uni didn't like that call. 2-2. He did not think that had the corner. But all that matters is Adam Hamari's opinion.
Well, let's see what Fox Tracks had to say. Just on that edge. Down and away.
I think the fans, based on the fact that the giveaway was yesterday, are going to go towards Jono today. I still have a lot of affinity for Zimbear.
One of those, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
Votes?
fresh in the mind. Zim 2-2 is low. It's 3-2. You saw Jake McGee loosening for the Rays.
Yeah, the Rays TV crew, the Fox crew, has done some unofficial polling.
Yeah, they're good at that.
They are great at that, and they're finding an interesting division. Fans were skewing a little bit toward the Jono, and in the clubhouse, the players skewing a bit towards Zimbear.
There you go.
So they're breaking down those voting groups right now.
That's a sign of a good poll. Then you've got one faction that likes one side, and players showing their affinity for the Zimbear.
Well, at the end of the day, when it's over, I hope that we can just all come together.
Good point. I do feel bad that BA is not here. And by the way, for those who have asked, he will be back for the Arizona series. Just taking the weekend off, just kind of a scheduled weekend off, enjoying the family. But he's been looking forward to the steel cage match for a while, as Yunel Escobar draws a walk to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. Enjoy the good life as the Rays take on the Blue Jays Saturday, August 17th. After the game, One Republic takes the stage as part of their Rays Summer Concert Series to perform their hits Apologize, Feel Again, and Good Life. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com/concerts. Rays and the Jays will be in town in a couple of weeks. Rays go on the West Coast. They'll have an off day tomorrow. They'll have an off day Thursday. Meanwhile, the team they play next weekend, the Dodgers, plays all 4 days in St. Louis. The Giants as well play all 4 days. They're back home against Milwaukee. So the Rays should be, in theory, a little better rested going into that series with LA. But two very hot teams, Chavez Ravine, will meet up next weekend. Matt Joyce, 1 day after his 29th birthday, has been on base twice. A single and a walk. Escobar, the go-ahead runner on first base in a 3-3 game here in the 6th. Likes that little slurve or curve to the lefties. He throws it a lot. Got James Loney to fly out to center field on that pitch. Misses there to Joyce. It's 1-0. Fastball's around 90. That little slurve is around 80. There it is again, and this time he pops up Joyce to left field. Roger Kieschnick makes the play, 1 out. Escobar stays at first. Right now, with the score tied, let's check in on a Fox Sports 1 game break. 8 weeks from today, the regular season schedule will be over, and we're going to have a lot of fun watching what transpires over the final 8 weeks. Some teams have started to distance themselves in the wrong way in the American League, but there's a bunch of teams in the mix, including some hot teams in the Central lately, too, who have jumped up. Cleveland and Kansas City have been playing great baseball to get into the picture. Here's Jose Molina taking a call, strike, 0-1. As the day started, you had 6 teams. There you see them all within 5 games of the 2 wild card spots. And the Rays, of course, a game behind Boston in the East. Giants took the lead in the first inning. Rays in the bottom half of the first on a Will Myers 2-run home run. Picked up their first lead. Giants on a Brandon Crawford triple in the fourth, regained the lead 3-2, and then the Rays tied it on an Evan Longoria single last inning. Molina chops it off the plate. Maharis will only have the one play. Throws it low, and it's nicely picked there. And the throw back to second, and Escobar is back. Nice play by Belt on the low fire by the pitcher.
And how often do you see that? A pitcher used to throwing off that mound, he gets out there on flat ground, has to make the adjustment, and that's exactly where Maharis found himself. Look at that low throw across the line into foul territory, and Belt a nice play at first.
So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Joe Maddon's going to let his lefty Sam Fuld hit against the lefty Maharis. Sam has done well this year hitting left-hand pitching, and he fouls this one back. 0-1.
Sam walked to lead off the 5th and scored what has turned out to be the tying run. The Rays last night had leadoff walks from Molina in the 3rd and a leadoff walk from Jennings in the 10th and turned those into runs.
There's a base hit to right field. Around third comes Escobar. Hunter Pence with the throw home. It short hops, and the Rays have taken a 4-3 lead. Sam Fuld with the RBI single.
Well, the leadoff walk continues to be key for the Rays. Not only last night, Zobrist led off the first today with a walk and scored on the Myers home run. Fuld led off the 5th with a walk. He has scored. And Escobar leading off the 6th with a walk, and Fuld has just driven him home.
Sam now 13 for 38 on the season against lefties. So while it's been a tough year overall with the batting average for Sam, he is hitting lefties very well this season as he breaks the tie with his 13th RBI of the year. Fuld scores the tying run, knocks in the go-ahead run, and now Ben Zobrist will see 4 outside of the zone for the intentional walk as they'll go lefty on lefty against Luke Scott. Desmond Jennings, in case you're just joining us, not playing today due to a sprained finger. The middle finger of his left hand, his non-throwing hand. But he's not available to hit today, so Joe Maddon's options would either be Sean Rodriguez or Ryan Roberts if he elected to go to a righty here. But he knows there's a righty in the bullpen, so he'll give Luke a shot against the lefty Maharis. Desmond looks like he wants to hit, but not with that brace on the middle finger of his left hand. So Luke will get a shot against Maharis. Luke has faced him a couple of times in his career, and he's 0 for 2. Luke, like Sam Fuld, is having a better year against lefties than righties. His splits aren't quite as strong as Sam's, but he'll show you a .282 average against lefties on the season. That pitch is away, 1-0. Luke against the starter Guillermo Moscoso, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. 2 of the 3 strikeouts for Moscoso on the day, who went 4 2/3 and allowed 3 runs. Rays with a 4-3 lead here in the 6th. Away, 2-0. Evan Longoria, who tied the game last inning, is on deck. Way low and outside, 3-0. So the intentional walk, and now 3 straight outside of the zone from Jose Mijares. Sold out crowd. 34,078. First sellout since opening day. Starting to make some noise. Catches the outside corner, 3-1. Sam Fold on second. He had the go-ahead RBI single. Ben Zobrist on first. He was intentionally walked. Good speed on the bases for the Rays. On the ground, foul, and the count goes full. Luke on the season has been good with runners in scoring position, coming in at 352. Runners on the move, 3-2. Breaks his bat right back to the mound. Mijares makes a pretty good throw to first to end the 6th inning, but the Rays take the lead here in the 6th on Sam Fold's RBI single to right. It's now 4-3 Tampa Bay heading to the 7th. Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. We head to the 7th inning. Rays going to their 3rd pitcher of the day. Tampa Bay leading 4-3 in this final game of the weekend series. The rubber game of the set as Jake McGee takes over for Alex Torres.
Jim McGee on for the 48th time, 2-3 with a 4.46 earned run average, holding the opposition to a 2.17 average.
I didn't see that hat at the team store.
A little original artwork there too, graphic art.
Multitasking with the popcorn today. Jake McGee's ERA is really a little deceiving based on where he was at the beginning of the season and where he's been lately. Talking about a guy his last 32 appearances, a 1.59 earned run average. Early in the year, it seemed like every pitch that he missed just a little bit, was hit hard somewhere, sometimes out of the ballpark, as Gregor Blanco takes a strike, 0-1. Andres Torres will pinch hit here for Gregor Blanco to lead off the 7th inning. Torres swings through that pitch, 0-2. Torres a switch hitter, hitting .276 righty. Only had 3 pinch hits as a right-hand hitter. He's 0 for 3 on the season. Misses upstairs with a fastball, 1-2. Top of the order for San Francisco. Blanco, Scudero, and Pablo Sandoval. This game has gone back and forth. The Giants have led 2 different times, and the Rays have led 2 different times, including right now 4-3. In the air, foul, stays 1-2.
With Andres Torres pinch hitting, another great job by Alex Torres out of the Rays bullpen. He becomes the pitcher of record for the Rays. Scoreless for an inning and a third, 2 strikeouts. Hit a man, came on with Buster Posey in scoring position. Left men on base.
Mentioned how Jake McGee's ERA can be deceiving because of all the runs he allowed early. Alex Torres is at the point where he can pitch shutout innings and his ERA doesn't move much because he's already so low at 0.27 coming in. Ball fouled away, stays 2-2.
Yeah, that's why the ERA, as it applies to relievers, almost an irrelevant statistic. There should be another measure, something that reflects effective outings and ineffective outings. Might be a better measure of how valuable a reliever is, because there's no question about how valuable Jake McGee has been. Some bad outings early hurt.
2 hops to Evan Longoria, who makes the play across in time. 1 away here in the 7th. Torres will more than likely stay on in center field for the Giants. How about these numbers now with Torres going, or the other Torres, Alex Torres, going inning and a third today. 34 and a third innings. 10 hits allowed. Still the 1 run. 1 hit batsman. The first one was today, and he's walked 11. So 10 hits in 34 and a third innings and 1 run.
Yeah.
And if you remember that run, it was a difficult play, but it was a potential double play ground ball that the Rays were not able to turn. Within a few feet, if Ben Zobrist is able to spin and make that throw, within a few feet of him having a perfect season to this point.
It's pretty incredible.
It really is. I mean, we talked about who might be Rookie of the Year. It's going to be tough based on his role to get enough votes, but if he keeps pitching like this, it's also going to be tough to ignore him as well. 1-0 pitch to Marco Scudero, misses. It's 2-0.
Yeah, his earned run average now is 0.26.
Went down 1 point.
Yeah.
Got 4 outs. Gave up nothing. Goes down a point.
You know, you're pitching well.
Fun to watch. The lefty has put in a remarkable season to this point. McGee's 2-0 is over. It's 2-1. There's the guys in the bullpen and Jose Lobaton having a little discussion. Jake last pitched against the Diamondbacks on Wednesday. Misses his 3-1.
Yeah, that shot was just about to invade Scott Kersey's domain down there. You don't want to get too close.
Personal space is very important.
Yep.
See, they're closer to Borowski than they are to Kersey. I like that. There you see the duo that's always down to the bullpen, and then right in front of them, of course, the relievers. Bullpen coach Dan Borowski, bullpen catcher Scott Kersey. And then the Dominican duo right in front of them of Rodney and Peralta. Might imagine we'll see them in Joe Madden's perfect world if the Rays maintain this 4-3 lead. Now the count's full on Scudero, and he pops it up right side. Ben Zobrist calls it off. Nobody else close. There's 2 away. Hey fans, thanks to you, we have sold out the Papa John's bullpen box for the remainder of the 2013 season. To find out about other great group outing opportunities at Tropicana Field, contact Group Sales at 855-GROUP-TB or email groupsales at RaysBaseball.com. We're seeing groups and individuals pack Tropicana Field this entire homestand. It started with an above-average crowd for a Tuesday night against Arizona, and it has just carried all the way to this sellout on this Sunday afternoon. Second straight game of over 30,000 the Rays are playing in front of as Sandoval misses the fastball at 98, 0-1. Since 2008, when this team started their surge and became the Rays and have been in the postseason 3 of the last 5 years, the team is 47-16 at home in front of 30,000 or more. And now Sandoval down to the count, 0-2. Another 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, that stretch of success has been predicated upon good pitching and good defense to back it up. That's where it starts.
Swing and a miss at the high heat. Jake McGee gets Sandoval on 3 straight 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. A 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. And the Rays lead 4-3. It is time for the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. For the 7th inning as the Rays lead this game 4-3, trying to take 2 out of 3 against the Giants before they head out west to take on the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers as interleague play for 2013 will conclude 1 week from today. Evan Longoria with the RBI single to tie the game, and then Sam Fuld with a tie-breaking RBI single in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Fernando Rodney and some of the Florida State contingent on hand here this afternoon.
Now they've been positioned down strong. I mean strong behind the Rays bullpen. There they are.
You know what I noticed when Buster Posey hit his double? Very lukewarm response. I think there's a bunch of Rays fans that want to see Buster do well, so they're a little conflicted.
Yeah.
They all have their TB Garnet hats on. I like that. So they're all right with Buster getting his hit as long as it doesn't impact the final result of the game. New pitcher for the Giants coming on in relief of Jose Mijares, and it is Sandy Rosario.
We saw him briefly in last night's game for a third of an inning. Gave up an intentional walk on for the 27th time, and he's been effective out of their bullpen. as the .238 opponent's average would reflect.
Former Marlin, now pitching out of the Giants bullpen, will face Evan Longoria, and he misses upstairs with a fastball, 1-0. Longoria showing signs of breaking out of it today with that good at bat his first time up where he lined to left. And he just got under one and sent a high pop up in the shallow center before his tying single. It was 3-2 Giants when he came to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second in the 5th inning and hit a single to left to tie the game at 3. So here he is to lead off the 7th. 1-1 count. There's a called strike. 1-2.
Slider that time by Rosario to get ahead.
Show fastball slider to righties and then throw in a changeup against lefties. There's that slider again. This one misses away, 2-2.
And a nice take right there by Longoria. And in that stretch that had gone, had extended to an 0 for 19, he was having trouble discerning whether that pitch was a strike or not. We saw him chase some sliders and take some good fastballs.
There's a ball hit well to right field. Hunter Pence goes back, though, right on the track, and he makes the play.
Still, that's a good sign.
Really good, Dwayne.
Fastball taken the other way, and when Evan consistently hits the ball toward right center, you know that he's tracking these pitches well, and that's a good swing right there. That might be the best swing we've seen in a long time from him.
When you let the ball travel like that and you flip the hands, his hands are so quick when he's going well. Evan's going to sleep a lot better going into the off day today based on his at-bats this afternoon. Or the off day tomorrow, rather. He's just been fighting it. Nobody cares any more than Evan Longoria. And you know he's been searching for something positive. And today, even though he has 1 hit, there's a lot of positives to draw from this afternoon. Here's a pitch that misses to Will Myers, 1-0.
Yeah, he might want to play tomorrow.
I love the fact that after his first AB, doffed his cap. He hit a bullet. And a lot of guys are just fighting it at that point and want to throw something, and he was still having fun with the game. Speaking of having fun with the game, Will Myers, the rookie, hit his 8th home run of the year, his first time up. He now has 8 home runs and 30 runs batted in. He continues to be one of the hottest hitters since the All-Star break in all of baseball.
Joel Peralta. So he'll ready himself for the 8th inning.
Up high, it's 3-0.
There's that first inning home run, a slider out over the plate, and it was a bomb off the bat of Will Myers.
You're Sandy Rosario here. Don't be surprised if a 3-0 pitch has a green light. I would think Joe's definitely giving him a swing if it was a strike. It's not. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Myers. Rosario not very close on those offerings. 1 out base runner for the Rays here in the 7th. Well, James Loney will get an at bat. James 0 for 3 tonight. See his season average down to .311 and a 2 for 18 right now. If the Rays formula goes as planned, they will use Joel Peralta in the 8th and Fernando Rodney in the 9th. And Joe Madden likes the way it's set up all the way back to the 7th inning with Jake McGee, and prior to that with Alex Torres. It's been a fun combination. Myers on the move and a slicing foul by Loney. In a short amount of time, Will Myers has swiped 5 bags for the Rays in 38 games. He has been caught just once. No, Will Myers has been up just a quarter of the season at this point. It's a little more than a quarter of the season. And you're looking at 8 home runs and 30 runs batted in a quarter of the season. Do the math on that. That's pretty impressive if you extrapolate it out to a full season. 32 and 120. The kid's been hitting over 300 for the last few weeks as well. Loney down to the count, 0-2. Into dirt, 1-2. Giants on a 6-game road trip, won 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia, splitting the first 2 games of this series against the Rays. 1-2 pitch to Loney is popped in the air to left. Moving back is Roger Kieschnick. The rookie puts it away for the second out. So 2 outs, a runner on first base. Time now to check in with a Fox Sports 1 game break. There you see the updated standings in the wild card. Cleveland red hot. Terry Francona has his team playing great baseball lately.
Yeah, Scott Kazmir pitched 6 innings of 2-hit baseball to get his 7th win. He's 7-4. Kazmir won it. Perez saved it.
Kaz has been very impressive this year for the Indians. Rays still have both of those players from that trade on their active roster. We talked about the season Alex Torres is having. Also Sean Rodriguez coming over in that deal where Kazmir went to the Angels. Nobody in the AL Central wants to lose lately. Detroit, Cleveland, Kansas City, all the top teams just win, it seems like, on a regular basis. At least for the last 10 or 12 days. 1-0 the count to Yudel Escobar. Escobar faced Rosario yesterday and laid down a successful sacrifice bunt. Rays scoring a single run in the 5th to tie it and a single run in the 6th on the RBI single by Sam Pohl to go ahead. Pitch is in the air to right field. Hunter Pence towards the line, and he gets there for the final out. So a 1-out walk, and that's it for the Rays here in the 7th. Tampa Bay leading 4-3 heading to inning 8.
Show comes at you. We will see if Jeremy Hellickson can rebound as he gets another shot at the Diamondbacks. Orestes will talk about the guy you've heard him talk about and refer to a lot this year, Paul Goldschmidt of Arizona. But today on our Checkers postgame show, we check in with Todd and Dwayne from the booth. Kelly Nash downstairs getting your interviews from the locker room. Orestes will join me out in left field.
with all your information coming at you. A couple more innings.
All right, Barry, we head to the 8th inning, and a guy who we haven't seen as much as we're accustomed to, Joel Peralta, will be on for the Rays. He's only appeared in 2 games in the last 2 weeks, and a couple of guys have caught him in the games appeared column in the American League, Matt Lindstrom and Jim Johnson, but he's on here, and to take us the rest of the way, here's Dwayne Stats.
All right, Todd, thank you. Buster Posey will open the 8th inning for San Francisco. Posey and Belt and Pence due up. First pitch from Joel Peralta is a strike. The contingent from Florida State. And to celebrate Buster Posey, and there's what you're talking about. TB on the cap, but with the Seminole colors and the Rays jersey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Posey single homer run in the first. He doubled in the 5th, giving him 2 for 3. Grounded into a 1-4-3 double play in the 3rd. Again, Peralta facing the middle of the order, and he has Posey out in front of the split. 1 and 2, 4, 5, and 6 hitters in Bruce Bochy's lineup.
Well, the Giants haven't seen Peralta yet in this series, and that's always a devastating weapon first time you face a guy.
Ground ball 3rd. Longoria up with it, and the throw to first. So the split gets Posey. Yeah, that split's such a great pitch for Peralta for 2 reasons. When it's working and it's down, you get this, the ground ball. But even when it stays up, the change of speed is so effective, and that delivery, there's some deception in his delivery. So he's got a lot going for him there, Peralta, and he just got the dangerous Buster Posey. Brandon Belt, he walked and scored in the 4th inning, hit by a pitch in the 5th. And fortunately for Belt, it hit the bill of that batting helmet. Struck out his first time. An 0-1 count. Rays took the lead with a run in the 6th inning. It's 4-3. Now 1-1. Two-thirds from Roberto Hernandez, an inning and a 3rd for Alex Torres. 1 inning for Jake McGee, very clean with a strikeout. 1 and 2 to Belt. Now Peralta.
Funny how things have a way to work themselves out. Joel Peralta had appeared in 49 of the first 95 games for the Rays. Joe Madden was overly concerned about how much he was using him. Now he's only appeared in 4 of the last 15, and things are back in order.
And Peralta saying, please use me.
Or else I'm retiring and going to the front office.
Belt stays alive. Fouls away a defensive swing on that fastball that got in there in a late swing. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Rays. Rays have made good use of 7 walks drawn in this game. Rays pitching allowing just 1 walk, and that led to a run when Belt opened the 4th with a base on balls. The 1-2. And Belt checks. Does not offer. The count goes to 2-2. Split missing.
Good check here by Belt. First time he's faced him, and that's a pitch a lot of young players would chase, but Belt was able to hold off. That ball just tailing away from the lefty, but he was able to hold up.
And a cut and a miss. Breaking ball. A defensive swing. Wound up taking a hard cut, but just trying to track that pitch difficult for Belt.
Oh, we mentioned it's tough for these guys who don't see Peralta. Peralta did pitch against a few of them with the Nationals, but not that guy. Brandon Belt seeing him for the first time. Hadn't seen the curveball before that swing.
See, the front side was gone, stayed back, and then tried to take a hard cut to provide his own power if he did make contact, but that front side was gone. Here's Hunter Pence. Fly ball toward left center. Joyce will chase it to the wall. Will bound back to Fold, who will play the carom. And a double for Pence. Split stayed up, and Hunter Pence was on it. His 27th double.
Pence is one of the guys who saw Peralta in the National League and has back-to-back doubles now the last 2 times he has faced Joel. You mentioned that split stayed just a little too high for Joel on the inner half of the plate, and Hunter Pence is an aggressive hitter. Put a good stroke on him. But now you go back to a guy who's never faced Peralta before, so you've got the back and forth. It was Belt who had never seen Peralta, Pence who had, and now you go to the rookie again.
Roger Kieschnick. He's been on twice, once on a fielder's choice when he scored a run. He singled his first time up and struck out the last time. The one thing he has done is run deep counts. Saw him in the first game of this series. Did not start last night. And to start this afternoon. Takes the first pitch low. Torres and Maharis are the pitchers of record right now. Peralta, the 4th Rays pitcher. 1-run game. Pence in scoring position with 2 outs in the 8th. Liner into right field. Myers is there to his left and makes the catch. The split, and the ball stayed up long enough for Myers to get there. Bottom of the 8th coming, 4-3 Rays. In the bottom of the 8th inning. Matt Joyce will lead off. It'll be the bottom 3 of the order, followed by Molina and Fold. Fernando Rodney up in the bullpen. Mariners have beaten the Orioles. And And Matt Joyce on twice today with a single and a walk. Bats against the shift. And the first pitch is a fastball from the right-hander Sandy Rosario. He's got 3 off the starting pitcher Moscoso and 1 off Mahars. 1-1. Foul back. 1-2 strikes. Rays would like some insurance. Rays trailed 1-0 and took a 2-1 lead after 1. Giants took the lead with a 2-run fourth, making it 3-2. Rays with a run in the 5th to tie and a run in the 6th inning to take the lead. Joyce fouls it out of play, slicing it into the seats. Sellout crowd of 34,078. Second sellout of the year for the Rays. The other one being opening day. Rays had just under 32,000 last night. Ground ball foul. Now toward the bullpen. Shift on the outfield, interestingly enough, straight away and not all that deep. They're actually pretty shallow for Joyce. Line drive, and it's going to be right into the teeth of the shift, and it's caught by Scudero. Line drive, 1 away.
Joyce had some pretty good at-bats today. He had to walk, a single, and that's just a bullet that happens to be right at the shift where Scudero is. So good day for Matt as well.
Here's Jose Molina. There's a base hit into right. 1 hop to Hunter Pence. And Molina reaching out against Rosario and has a single. The Rays, their 6th hit. Still with more walks drawn than hits collected. 7 walks, 6 hits. And Sam Fuld, who has done both, he walked and scored in the 5th inning and then singled in the go-ahead run in the 6th. Sam playing center field with Jennings out. Going to punt and takes the pitch. Pitch is low to Sam. 2-0. Tap foul. The Sox continue to lead the Diamondbacks 4-0. Grounded out against the lefty Drake Britton, the top of the 8th. Diamondbacks had threatened in the 7th and came away with nothing. So they trail in the 8th 4-0 now. Fuld reaching for that pitch. Molina on the move. And Sam, everything he could do to foul that one away.
He's looking at the top of his bat to make sure it didn't chip. That's how far outside the zone he had to go to protect Molina, who was on the move with a hit and run. I mean, Sam would never swing at this pitch in a normal situation, but he had to make sure Molina wasn't caught stealing there and somehow got a piece of it.
He's wondering how he made contact with that pitch. The count goes full. 3-2. Rosario worked the 7th inning, gave up a walk, faced just 4 hitters. Working to his 3rd hitter in the 8th. There goes Molina. The pitch is pop foul. It's going to be out of play. Sandoval digging hard for it, but no chance. He had a full head of steam. And that went back into the field seats. So we'll do the 3-2 again.
Another good at bat for Sam Fold. He's had a nice day as well.
That key hit in the 6th inning, giving the Rays the lead. Leading off the 5th with a walk and a stolen base, and scored the Rays' 3rd run of the afternoon. Draws a throw at first, and ultimately the fans appreciate that and are annoyed by that.
And shocked. I think all the above.
Goes Molina again, and the pitch skied to right. Hunter Pence will make the catch. Molina heads back to first. Pence took a look at first, decides to forget about that as Molina gets back in there.
Molina's been getting his wind sprints in. A couple of times he's gone and fouled the pitch back, and then that time he had to stop, reverse his fortunes, and he's probably going to tell George Hendrick, I've had enough of this little hit and run thing for a little while.
We go to the top of the order. Ben Zobrist on twice. Walked in the 1st and scored on Myers' home run, and then was intentionally walked in the 6th. Takes one too low. Rosario here in his 2nd inning, he's made a little over 30 pitches and has thrown almost as many non-strikes as he has strikes. Up the zone around the knees. It's 1-1.
This is an extended outing for Rosario. Joe Madden usually likes when the opposing reliever hits that 30 pitch plateau.
Gene Machi was the losing pitcher last night, working in the bullpen now. High drive into right. Pence closes to make the catch, and the Rays are finished in the 8th. Molina picks up a base hit. He is stranded at first, and we go to the 9th. It's 4-3 Tampa Bay. It's Rodney time. Fernando Rodney will enter this game. He's converted his last 17 save opportunities dating back to the 27th of May and has put together a 1.17 earned run average in that stretch. On here with the Rays leading 4-3. Brought on to pitch the 9th inning and try to close this one out against San Francisco.
Did pitch the 10th inning of the game yesterday for the Rays, and you can see what he has done in save opportunities and non-save opportunities, with 17 for his last 17. Faced Hunter Penson all the way down to the 9-hitter yesterday in the 10th inning in the Rays' victory.
He'll face the 8 and 9 hitters before going back around to the top of the order. That means Brandon Crawford will lead off. He struck out Crawford to end the 10th inning last night. The Rays scored the run at the bottom of the 10th to give Rodney his 4th win. Crawford tripled home, 2 runs in the 4th inning. All 3 of the San Francisco runs charged to Roberto Hernandez. First pitch is a fastball outside. Joaquin Arias is on deck. Quiros, the catcher, is due, but Bruce Bochy will dig into his bench. And Rodney is behind Crawford, 2-0. Rays have been out hit 9-6. They've drawn 7 walks and allowed only 1. There's a strike. Rodney makes it 2-1.
Just a get him over strike down in the count, 2-0, 92 on the fastball. We usually see Rodney elevate that number with his fastball.
Too high. It's 3-1. High fly ball into right. Myers in front of the track with plenty of room, makes the catch toward right center field. Towering fly ball off the bat of Crawford.
Yeah, that was a little scary. Crawford didn't miss that one by much. Had a 3-1 fastball to hit. It was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he just got under it.
Joaquin Arias will pinch hit for their catcher Guillermo Quiros, who was 0 for 3. Pitch is a strike. Arias had 2 hits in the game last night, including an infield hit of Fernando Rodney. Double off the wall in the 5th inning of the game last night against David Price. Walked and singled in Friday night's game. Ground ball to short. Escobar up with it. The throw to first. 2 up and 2 down here in the 9th inning. And so as we swing around to the top of the order, the Rays an out away from closing this one out. Andres Torres, the hitter, he entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th and grounded out to Longoria. And the first pitch, change up, strike 1. Rays have gone through 12 series without losing one. And there's strike two. Back-to-back changeups. A crowd of over 34,000 on its feet cheering on Fernando Rodney. Rays have gone 10-0-2 in those 12 series since the 19th of June. Swing and a miss. It's over. 3 straight change-ups, and the Rays have taken 2 out of 3 from the San Francisco Giants, winning this one 4-3. A 1-2-3 night for Fernando Rodney, and the Rays are winners. Back-to-back victories over San Francisco, winning in 10 last night 2-1, and winning a 1-run game this afternoon 4-3. 3 hours and 8 minutes to play it. Alex Torres will get the win. He is 4-0, and Fernando Rodney makes it 18 of 18, picking up his 27th save. And just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Will Myers won the game with a walk-off base hit last night. The first swing he took today. A 2-run home run in the first, giving the Rays a 2-1 lead. Rays had to score another run in the 5th and 1 in the 6th inning to overcome a 3-2 deficit. And the Rays win this one 4-3. Right now, let's go to the field. Barry is standing by with Sam Ford.
All right, guys, thanks. Sam, the game-winning hit today off Jose Mijares. You have a tendency to hit lefties a little bit better in your career. This year, a lot better, about .333. What did you see from him? What were you expecting?
I figured, I think he's a 2-pitch pitcher, so I was either going to see that fastball or, kind of a slur. And he showed me the fastball low, and when you get down like that, you might tend to see a little more breaking balls. So wasn't sitting on any pitch necessarily, but I knew to hang in there. It has a pretty good break, and started at my head, and luckily just stayed in there and got the barrel on it.
Filling in for DJ today. Obviously, you play mostly corner outfield. What's your feeling out there in center?
I feel comfortable there. I mean, I grew up playing in center all the way through the minor leagues, and I love it. That's my favorite position. So anytime I get a chance to be out there, I take advantage of it.
Let me ask you about a couple of your teammates. First of all, Evan Longoria tipped his cap to the fans after lining out, and then came through with a single. What do you see from him, and what's his approach like now? I know mentally it could be draining, but what do you see in him?
Today he looked a lot different. Today he looked great. He took aggressive swings all day and hit the ball hard. Just about every at bat, and he just looked a lot more comfortable. All that hard work that he's putting in, I think, is paying off. It always does, and I know he's going through something that he doesn't go through very often. But if anybody can relate to that, I can relate to it, and I know his perseverance is going to pay off, and he's going to get hot really quick.
And Will Myers on base 3 times today. It's a shame the kid doesn't have any natural talent. The big home run as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. He just stepped right in and, in a lot of ways carried us. And I think that's awesome to see a young guy like that, being thrown right into the cleanup spot and just thriving on it.
All right, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Sam Fuld. Guys, let's go back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Rays winners 4-3 before this big house at Tropicana Field to wrap up the series and the homestand. They go 3-2 on this homestand. We'll be right back in a moment.